foot forward. Berkshire Rocco heads in. Let's get up to Anthony Ennis for the feature.
Feature race time, and they are off and racing. They have jumped away out of the Cotswolds. Just has to be rousted to gather stride initially as they race over 2 miles for our feature event, the Unibet 3 Uniboosts a day condition stakes, and all-weather championship fast track qualifier, also a London Stayers qualifier. And the early pace is with Earl of the Cotswolds now, who is the defending champion in the all-weather marathon division. He leads by a length. The white sleeves to racing up on the outside, Solent Gateway, who's racing in the black with a light green cap and armlets. In third place is Earl of Tyrone to the inside in blue with the black and white checks on the sleeves. Third in the E-Ball last season, James Doyle looking for a double. In fourth place is Rainbow Dreamer, a former dual winner of this race, won it in 2020 and 2021. He's racing in the purple sleeves, Ross Orion for Rainbow Dreamer. Out wider is Métier in the orange colours, a November handicap winner and a former Tolworth hurdle winner as well. Métier, he's racing on the outside for Safi Osborne. Aced It is back on the inside, a winner here last time. He's in the stripes of beige and dark green, followed by last year's winner, that's Sleeping Lion. David Probert in the yellow and orange. And Berkshire Rocco is just the back marker, held up in the red and white by Jason Watson, a horse who was good enough to run second in the St Ledger in 2020. Berkshire Rocco, he's the early back marker. Up then past the stands with a circuit to go in this fast track qualifier for the marathon division for Good Friday at Newcastle. And it's Earl of the Cotswolds who leads by 3 parts of a length as they turn right-handed towards the back straight. Solent Gateway in second under Ross Coakley. In third is Earl of Tyrone and James Doyle. Racing in fourth, 1 out, 1 back, is Rainbow Dreamer under Ross Orion. Aced It is towards the inside then. He's just racing in 5th place around the turn, ahead of Métier in the orange, and then Sleeping Lion, the yellow cap. David Probert, who rode this horse to win this race last year, is on board again, and the back marker is still Berkshire Rocco in the red and white as they make the journey down the far side. They're now past halfway. The leader is Earl of the Cotswolds by half a length still to Solent Gateway, who's racing in 2nd place. Earl of Tyrone is in 3rd on the inside in the Australian bloodstock colours, racing ahead of Rainbow Dreamer, looking to try and win this race for the 3rd time under Ross Orion. He's wider out, the veteran. Just behind those is Aced It on the inside of Métier, the orange with the star on the cap. The back duo, both being held up, are Sleeping Lion and Berkshire Rocco. Nearing the end now, the back straight about to turn. Right-handed back towards the side of the course. And it's Earl of the Cotswolds in front still by 1 length. To Solent Gateway, a clear second. In third is Earl of Tyrone. Racing in fourth is Rainbow Dreamer. In fifth is Aced It. Then Métier. Sleeping Lion still being held up, and no move yet either from Jason Watson on Berkshire Rocco. Around the home turn they go, heading for the final 3 furlongs. It's still Earl of the Cotswolds out in front for Tom Quealy. To Solent Gateway in second. Earl of Tyrone in third. In fourth is Rainbow Dreamer as they turn into the straight. Earl of the Cotswolds just shaken up now from Solent Gateway. To the inside is Earl of Tyrone. Rainbow Dreamer's under a right. Aced It looking for room. Sleeping Lion appearing on the scene now towards the outside. Berkshire Rocco is widest of all. Métier is next. Several with a chance here. Solent Gateway, but the far side is Earl of Tyrone. And now Berkshire Rocco down the outside, but Earl of Tyrone it is, who's quickening up for James Doyle and leads by a length to Berkshire Rocco in second. It's Earl of Tyrone who'll stamp his ticket for Newcastle on Good Friday. Earl of Tyrone wins, a double for James Doyle. Second for Berkshire Rocco. Third, Solent Gateway ran well. And then the inside was Earl of the Cotswolds.
Market confidence was strong. Strong that he would be able to see this test out for New Connections. A 300,000 guineas purchase. Earl of Tyrone has taken this fast track qualifier. Although he might be going elsewhere. He might be going down to sunnier climes down in Australia. He's beaten Berkshire Rocco comprehensively in the end. He had the perfect trip just in the box seat under James Doyle, who marks a double on the evening, having ridden the first winner of the meeting, Mr. Inspiration. The 3-1 joint favourite scores on stable debut for William Haggas. Maureen Haggas doubtless will be delighted. She's in attendance tonight to see the new recruit to the stable strut his stuff. And at this point, he was just waiting, wasn't he? Earl of the Cotswolds had taken them along. It had been a solid enough gallop in behind. Aced It travelled into it eye-catchingly well. Ultimately, it's just probably just been outclassed when the push came to shove. Berkshire Rocco came teeming down the outside, having been held up under Jason Watson, and you just wondered if the class edge might see him there, and any chinks in the stamina of Earl of Tyrone could be exposed. Ultimately, they couldn't, and it's been pretty comfortable in the end. I mean, he's shown himself, Tom, I think, to be probably far better than this grade. I mean, he'd cut it in higher company than this last season. It was a fairly meteoric rise through the grades for Paddy Toomey. He might be the Earl of Tyrone, but he's the King of Kempton tonight. An emphatic performance in the feature from Earl of Tyrone.
Well, that was beautiful. Lyrical, in fact, from Anthony there. Earl of Tyrone wins very impressively. We, in the studio, were very taken by that. And it's easy to see why, because this is a horse having his first start for William Haggas with a likely campaign in Australia. We take it from the middle of the race. He tanked through it, Steve, and drew clear for an easy win.
That's a really classy performance, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, Connections will be absolutely thrilled. Proves you've got 2 miles. I mean, it's not the strongest run race in the world, but going right away at the finish is hard to think that the horse hasn't got tons of stamina. He's travelled beautifully in 3rd place. You know, he hasn't taken a pull. He's done everything right, and he's given £3 away, and he's beat some really good horses. I think Berkshire Rocco, the way the race panned out, not the strongest run race in the world, has probably done well to come from last to second. So I think that's I'm not in any way claiming he's unlucky, but you know, he's in relation to the other horses, he may have been more superior in 2nd place. But whatever way you look at this race, you can't watch it and don't think the winner's just a class above.
Absolutely. Sleeping Lion took a pull around the home turn there, Dave. I don't think they went particularly quick, but nonetheless, your eye was really drawn, wasn't it, to the William Haggas runner?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, he raced in 3rd, and as Steve said, he raced kindly. Earl of the Cotswolds had made the pace. Solent Gateway was well positioned throughout in 2nd, and I think it's fair to say that the way that the race unfolded, Berkshire Rocco has done well to circle the field and beat them by a couple of lengths. But that's just betting without the winner, isn't it? Who's had the penalty? It's his first start for New Yard. It's his first start for over 4 months, and I mean, there's no aspect of that horse's performance that wouldn't have Connections thinking, this is life is sweet, would they? You know, he's travelled well. He's proved his effectiveness at 2 miles on the surface. You know, he's given them £3, which over 2 miles would equate to 3 lengths odd, wouldn't it? You know, he's just been very, very good indeed.
Yeah, it was a really hot race beforehand on paper, at least that's the way it seemed, and he's trounced them in the end. A quick word on Metier. He was pulled up last time in the Christmas hurdle. No particular shame in that, obviously won by Constitution Hill, but he's come last here, and I think now Connections have probably got a bit of a conundrum about what to do next.
There may be a problem, might there? I agree. There may be a physical reason, I don't know. I ought to give an honourable mention to the lowest rated horse in the race, which was A-Stick, who had a mark 87 going into it. Came 4th and didn't get the absolute clearest of runs, might have been 3rd with the clear run, and certainly appears to have outrun his mark.
Yeah, ran very well indeed, didn't get a clear run, as you say. Clear passage through and might have been 3rd had he got that. The winner, though, is Earl of Tyrone. Get a nice wash down there, and deservedly so. Didn't really have to break too much sweat, it has to be said. James Doyle, the winning rider. That's a nice double on the evening for him. He landed the first race as well with Mr. Inspiration in the Novice Stakes over 1.5 miles. The 2 longest races on the night, in fact, go the way of James Doyle, though not in the Godolphin blue. Now, in the blue of Earl of Tyrone and Australian Bloodstock Stable. Well done to them.